You and I are the perfect people to talk about this crypto collapse.
Because we're scientists.
Because we have
economists. Yeah.
Yes. We have strong opinions and no information, which is a great combination when you're dealing with the fact that people have lost billions and billions of dollars. But so Jamie's been filling me in on this over the weekend.
And he also is an economist.
I'm not
Jamie
not a source.
is our go-to expert
I'll
on this.
just find interesting links and say, hey, check this out.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
That's journalism.
Yeah.
And as a journalist, what's your conclusion? It seems like, but here's the thing. If you're running any kind of currency operation and you're involved in a polyamorous relationship with 7 other people, I got to think you're wacky.
Not 9.
9 other people?
10.
10 other people.
10 total.
What do? They just were polyamorous, living in a house together?
They all live together in the same place in the Bahamas.
And they all just banged each other.
Hey.
So wait, set this up because you're kind of starting in the middle. What are we talking about here?
Fun. Talk about a lot of fun in the Bahamas.
Yeah.
With billions of dollars, other people's money.
Is-
Whoop, whoop.
Someone call that a tax haven.
Tax haven.
Yeah.
So this fella was running this exchange, and they also had tokens. Someone explained it. Someone did a really good job of explaining it. And we could play that video, but it might take too much time. It's like a 12-minute video. But he was explaining how these tokens are like they're essentially unregulated, but it's almost like you're owning stock, and or almost like owning coin. It's very confusing, but it's one of those classic examples of people try to cash in, and then the whole thing came down.
Yeah, the term Ponzi scheme has been thrown around quite a lot.
Well, there's not just that. There seems to be money missing, like a lot of money missing, that got moved from one corporation to a sister corporation.
So this is FTX, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And apparently they reached out to Coinbase. I read that they reached out to Coinbase, and Coinbase is like, we can't help you. This looks bad. Like, what's going on over here? And then now it's sort of imminently collapsing, and tons of people have invested tons of money over there, and they don't know what the fuck is going on. And people are trying to pull their money out by buying NFTs for ridiculous amounts of money in the Bahamas, because apparently people in the Bahamas still have access to the thing, to the exchange. Is that the case?
Yep. Then they would imagine that they're reaching out to the person and buying this NFT that would have yesterday been worth $9 and now is bought for like $10 million.
Right.
To then make like a currency exchange, like you can keep 10% of that. But
So they jack up the value of it.
Right. So they basically say, look, I'm going to buy your NFT for $10 million. I'm going to give you $1 million, and then you give me the 9 back. And so that's how they're exchanging money and trying to just draw it out of this account.
Right.
And who knows how that's going to work out.
Right.
Whether people are going to be like, fuck you, I'll get your money. You're like,
Right.
how's that work?
Right.
But all of it is run by this guy who they were in the middle of profiling him. Who sent me this?
I did. Michael Lewis is the guy's name. He's the writer of like Moneyball and The Big Short, many books.
And so he was in the middle of profiling this guy when everything collapsed, which is wild.
Right.
Wild.
That is very wild.
Wild.
Yeah.
Like, what are the odds that that happens at the exact same time? Because this guy was this wonder kid who had developed this thing, was worth $15 billion. And was like wearing pajamas and shit, like one of those like eccentric cats.
Didn't all of crypto kind of take a big, massive hit, though?
I think all of crypto did take a big, massive hit, but I think this is a lot crazier than that.
Right.
This isn't just that, like, crypto took a hit, everybody's business is fucked. This is like shenanigans. Like some high-level, like, serious shenanigans. The most generous billionaire. Yeah.
That's part of – so there's like, yeah, this has been unfolding like in real time on Twitter, which has been an interesting place to be for the last few weeks. But this guy apparently during this used a PR, I don't know if this would be a scheme, but a YouTuber was paid to make this piece about him and the way he gives away money, which adds to...
Well, he wanted people to know.
Well,
he wanted people to know he's a good guy.
Correct.
He reached out to Elon, apparently, while Elon was buying Twitter and offered to chip in $3 billion. And he said, Elon said that set his bullshit meter off. Because, like, Elon's a serious dude. And you say, he's like, this guy's $3 million liquid? Or $1 billion, rather. $3 billion liquid? Like, does he have that money?
Right.
That's a lot of money.
Right.
Say, like, we're going to buy Twitter for 44. I'm in for 3.
Right.
$3 billion?
Right.
That's a crazy amount of money.
Yeah.
And so Elon said that set his bullshit meter off.
Right, because where did he get the $3 billion? Yeah,
you can't just say that to that guy.
Right.
He's like, oh, cool. And he's not going to just say, oh, cool. Right. He's going to know basically what you can and can't. He's the richest guy in the world. Right. He understands money.
Right. And he knows who really has that money and who may be laundering.
Well, who might be just kind of a crazy person who, is probably can't believe he's in where he's at.
When you find stories about him from before, he was like the world's youngest billionaire. Happened super fast.
World richest person under 30, committed billions, the vast majority of his fortune, to tackling the most pressing problems facing the future of humanity.
Where did he
nice.
get his money, though?
Click on that. What are those most pressing problems? Click on that link. What is that link up there?
It's on Reddit. I'll have to hold on.
Oh, it's on Reddit?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I understand where Elon made his money.
I think, like all things, he's probably not all bad. It just didn't work out the way he thought it was going to, and it was for so long. And he probably thought he could get away with doing what he was doing. And he probably also thought he was doing good. So if he really is super charitable, he probably also thought that he was way smarter than he was, right? Because he's under 30. And he's a billionaire already. He probably thinks he's the fucking shit. Could you imagine if you were worth $15 billion and you were 28? You would think you're the shit. You would think you could do whatever. And also, you're banging 9 people in the house together.
Yeah, I'd be doing bad stuff. That's too much money for a 20-something-year-old.
You're not playing by any rules.
Yeah.
Anybody's rules. Fuck off.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give my money away to everybody. And I'm also going to move $10 billion over here.
Right. New York Post was reporting this stuff too.
Okay, cryptocurrency billionaire broke the bank for Dems. Okay, so this might be real. So amid the jubilation and gloating by Joe Biden, Chuck Schumer, and pals over Democrats' better-than-expected showing in the midterms comes a disturbing story that may explain something about how they won such a curious election. Biden's second biggest donor, cryptocurrency billionaire Wunderkind or Kind? Wunderkind. Sam Bankman-Fried. Is it Fried or
Fried?
Fried?
Yeah.
Sam Bankman-Fried, a.k.a. SBF. I like that. Saw his business file for bankruptcy days after the election, but not before pumping $40 million into the Democratic Party to spend on get out the vote and other shadowy ballot harvesting mechanics for the midterms. The shambolic, that's a new word. Yeah. What's that mean?
Don't know.
What does that mean? Let's find out what that means. I need to know.
Shambolic.
I'm confused. Shaman-like? What do you think it means?
Shambolic.
Maybe shaman-like.
Chaotic, disorganized, or
chaotic,
mismanaged?
Disorganized, mismanaged. Oh, I would say, yeah, definitely. Shambolic, that's a new word.
Yeah.
30-year-old whiz kid, once said to have been worth $16 billion, had spent $10 million in helping get Biden elected in 2020. SBF's mother, Stanford law professor Barbara Fried, also the co-founder of left-wing political action committee Mind the Gap, which has raised a reported $140 million to help Democrats win elections through the same get-out-the-vote grift. A more unlikely billionaire you could not find, and of course his money was built on thin air. A math genius with poor social skills, SBF reportedly lived in a polycule, a polyamorous relationship with multiple people in a luxury penthouse with about 10 co-workers in the tax haven of the Bahamas, where his collapsed crypto exchange FTX was headquartered. Wow.
This is bad.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy that a person like that got to where he was. I mean, Reuters is reporting that between 1 billion and 2 billion of customer funds have vanished from FTX conveniently after the Democrats safely spent his money.
At the very least,
this is the New York Post.
Yeah. At the very least, it's the same negligence and lack of due diligence that the celebrities that endorsed companies like this didn't do. You know what I mean? It's like,
well, how could they know, right? If you're a celebrity, just like play devil's advocate.
Yeah.
If you're Matt Damon or whoever, Kim Kardashian, I mean, people are making money with Bitcoin. There's Bitcoin billionaires. There's Coinbase, which is apparently doing very well. There's Bitcoins that are sponsoring sports. They sponsor arenas, right? They name arenas after them. Actually, I think they have to change one of the arenas.
This was one of them,
Yeah. Oh, it did? Which one? Was it Miami?
Miami, yeah.
Of course it's Miami. It's where all the coke is.
yeah,
Party!
that's the main economy of that town.
So how would they know?
Well, I knew. I mean, I don't mean to say that, but it's like I always questioned it and I knew, so how come they didn't know? Maybe if they turned off their greedy fucking hat for 1 second and asked some fucking questions about what's actually going on, they would have known. Been like, what actually is this? But they didn't. They said, oh, he's offering me $30 million so I can endorse them. That'll make people believe in it more and they'll invest in it. And then we'll take that money and all your money that you're hoping is going to turn into more money when this thing blows up, we'll take that and fund a fucking we'll fund a political party.
Yeah, it's slippery. It is definitely slippery. There's something weird.
That's what happened.
There's something very weird about it.
It's the same thing. Like, what's the cult again? I keep forgetting.
NXIVM.
What he did with the Seagram's daughters, they funneled all the money into his little cult. And with that money, he was able to get the Dalai Lama and a couple other people that gave it legitimacy. And then other people going like, it must be legitimate if this person's in it. And they started giving him all the money. And all he was doing was branding women and fucking them.
What did they think he was doing, though?
They thought he was doing the self-help thing and empowering women and teaching them how to be more rigorous and
I'm very ignorant to this cult.
Oh, it's incredible.
When I found out it was involving Hollywood people, I was like, yeah.
But yeah,
I just gave up on
the actress from Smallville. There was a few other people, but it was all over the world. It wasn't just L.A. and it was based in Albany. First of all, that's how you know people are stupid. Because if you're buying into a cult that's in Albany, you're stupid. And then they went to Albany to attend his little weekend retreat.
It's a bad place to live.
It's Albany. It's a shithole. You're like,
people from Albany are mad at you right now. Do you understand that?
Well, they know I'm right, though. It's a dump.
It's the fucking capital of the state of New York, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, I know. And I don't know why. It's a shithole. It's a fucking dump. But they did the same exact thing that these crypto people did, specifically this kid Freed.
It's definitely not the Bahamas.
It's not the Bahamas, no.
Right. Like, he got it right.
Yeah.
The kid got it right. He got the billions. Like, Bahamas.
Yeah, he just went to the Bahamas. Yeah.
That is a pretty wild thing to do, though. To be living in a house, banging all these people you're working with, raking in billions, funneling some of it to the Democratic Party, doing all this philanthropy work, probably thinking you're a fucking gem of a person.
Yeah.
Until it all comes crashing down. But if it didn't come crashing down, that's like the Bernie Madoff thing. If it wasn't for the 2008 crash, would Bernie Madoff have been able to keep that hustle going?
Oh, he was so good at it.